tripping into the practice. What a lovely day to practice. So let's get started. Today, there's a lot of like hoopla going on in this world. So standing in your ground, meaning standing posture. So get ready. Make sure your yoga mat is equipped with 2 blocks of any sort that you have. And make sure if you don't have all of the yoga stuff, then make sure you go to my website under affiliation and purchase your stuffs, or go to any big box store. There may be like, a lack of product in these big box stores due to the, the hoopla going on. So do your best. 2 blocks necessary for sure. So today, standing in our ground, meaning the 4 points of our feet, big ball mound, inner heel, baby ball mound, outer heel, are essential. Having the roots of your feet down, we must root before we can rise. So that's where we're going to go with today's practice. So let's begin first with just a nice little hello, how are you? I'm here, I'm in my body, I'm not doing anything else. I'm literally focusing on my practice today. So get comfortable in any shape and form that is your seat. Okay, so cross leg, Virasana, a chair. And remember, if you are really truly facing a recovery, then make sure that you go to other videos that maybe are more suitable for you. Restore and breath, meditate, restore and breathe, and even just tame it down to what you can do and modify. So if I'm not giving you a modification, but you are learning how to navigate. I watch in studio practice that there's still a lot of ego in our mind's eye. So a lot of students compare and compete to other students. Or there's a lack of body awareness. That was an exhale because I have no control over what you choose to do to yourself while in a posture. I invite you to the posture, yet you decide how to feel or to be in it. Okay, so if you're feeling pain, don't go there. Reel it in and do a modification. I do give modifications. If you need a private, send me an email. I'm here for you. Okay, so in your seat, let's just take a deep breath in and that letting go breath out. Like literally, big breath in, let it go. All practices begin with the grounding of the self. Go into your mind's eye, that place between your eyebrows. Literally close your eyes if it's not uncomfortable, and just pay attention to the sensations of your breath in and out. If anything you can learn during today's practice is to breathe healthfully, especially during these very trying times in our lives globally. We want to choose to be grounded and be our best version of ourselves by teaching ourselves, disciplining ourselves, responding to the self with love. So deep breath in, let that breath go. Go at your own pace. And thank you, Mary, a shout out to you. When you are practicing a breath practice with me and you're not matching your breath with me, you don't have to choose to breath practice with me. Do it at your own pace and learn to put me out of the sound while you're breathing in and out. Okay, there are many speeds of breathing in and out, just like your lawnmower has the turtle and the rabbit. You find your range. So about 10 more deep belly diaphragmatic breathing breaths, mindful breaths. And let your hands be in any position that resonates with you for today. It could be audible. Oh, you could sway around. You can be really focused, counting from 1 to 10. In breath as 1, out breath as 2, in breath as 3. You do you, okay? Good. And now I invite you, no matter where you are in your breath, to bring your hands into prayer. And let us pray with gratitude, grateful for our practice, grateful for being together on the mat, grateful for having what we have around us at this time, and grateful for everyone, and especially grateful for your own sovereignty, your ability to choose free will. So let us chant a beautiful Om out into the universe with gratitude for this. Thank you, universe. Deep breath in. Wonderful. Slowly blink your eyes open. Welcome to your practice. And remember, the sound of Om is Ah, O, about 7 counts per each syllable, 3 syllables. Okay, so let's go immediately into standing, because that's what kind of practice this is today. If my arms get cut off, that's just the way it goes. Don't need to see my hands, but know that the whole body is involved. So once you find your Tadasana, your mountain pose, think of your feet being parallel on the outer edges, and that when you ground your feet, no matter where they are in space, that your 4 points of your foot in big ball mound, inner heel, baby ball mound, outer heel are activated, meaning lifting and spreading your toes, and then finding that energy like you're hugging from the arches of your feet into the core of your pelvis, and vice versa from your hands, the palm of your hands into the back of your heart. They unite, they come together in the diaphragm where respiratory meets digestion. Awesome. So in the newsletter for this month, you will get that information, like a teacher's training book information, so that you can read more about it. So start to move your arms around, sway your body, feel what you're feeling through your mountain pose. Your feet can either be big toes touching, outer edges of your feet parallel, hip distance or shoulder distance, depending on your ability to be balanced today. If you've had a lot of sugar in the past couple of days, you might be off your rocker. Do not stop, choose to continue to root. So from here, just standing in your mountain pose, let's just rock back and forth on the balls of the feet and the heels. Keep your vision, your gaze forward, so that your drishte, eye gaze at the tip of the nose, straight to a focal point. Hands could be doing other things, arms could be moving around, but you're really moving through the sensations of your shin, muscles, calves, and peroneal flexors. I almost fell over there. Good, now pause and root down through the 4 points of your feet. And then let's extend our arms with that vibrant connection through the hands all the way up, and then start to hinge at your knees and your bum, your hips. Move your bum back in space so that your ribs touch your thighs, and let your head hang as you grab the back of your calves, your heels, and sway your head around. Some of you are already feeling a little uncomfortable with your feet so close, so bring them wider. And if grabbing the back of your legs does not feel good as you massage them in your forward fold known as Uttanasana, then you choose to place your hands in front of you. So bending your knees so that your fingers are touching the floor or the back of your calves, so that you are truly in the best flexion that you could possibly be in. On your next in and out breath, let's lift the torso so it's parallel to the floor. Bent knees. I see a lot of this in class where everyone straightens their legs and sways the back and arches like that. So the idea is to find your flexion in your hips, blossom your bum, feel the 4 points of your feet, and then lengthen your spine. Whatever height your blocks need to be at, or no blocks. I can touch the floor and still maintain a lengthened spine. I'm not showing off, I'm just being in my sovereignty. So you choose you, but some days I like my blocks because my hamstrings are screaming from perhaps a lot of walking in the snow. So give yourself permission to bounce around there. Good, now on your next in and out breath, sink your hips down, back, like you're sitting in a chair that's not there, and then sweep your arms forward like you're holding soup bowls, and then press into the 4 points of your feet, rise all the way up, and then exhale your hands to your heart center. Perfect. Continue that about 10 more times at your own pace. So if you want to follow me, it's an in-breath up. It's an exhalation down into your forward folds. I happen to do prayer pose when I do that. Inhale to a half back. Follow your breath. Exhale, forward fold back into your shins, Uttanasana. As you devoid all the breath, then inhale, find your chair all the way up in that inhalation to your Hasta Tadasana, and then exhale your hands to your heart center. Again, if you're following me, Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half back. Exhale, forward fold. Avoiding all breath. Inhale, chair, all the way up into extended arms overhead. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Keep it going, about 7 more at your own pace. Inhaling up, exhaling forward fold. Make sure you're bending your knees. You're rooting the 4 points of your feet down. You're spatially rooting those feet down and pressing your heels and gravitating towards pressing your heels to the outer edges of your mat, so that your bum blossoms, and that'll be in the information package for subscribers. So opening yourself up and finding your fluidity in this very simple version of Surya Namaskar A. So placing your body in beautiful shapes with breath is the practice of yoga. Use your breath. Keep it going. If you've done 10, keep on going. See if you can slow it down. I know a lot of us are in tune with our breath, but we're quick to move. The practice of yoga is grounding and being present in all the physicalities, the feelings from the emotional body, the thoughts that we think. So this is definitely meditation in motion. I'm going to silence myself as I move through 2 more. And then pausing at the top of your mountain pose and just really being there. Don't worry about numbers. From this point, I'd love to experiment with the flexion of and the bending and extending of the limbs. So from here, let's inhale to come all the way up towards the sky, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale into your forward fold. I have a technique that I like to do. You'll find your flavor of doing that. Inhale to a half standing forward fold known as Ardha Uttanasana. Slide your blocks onto your mat as wide as your mat. And then let's reassess that right foot right up against the block, the right block. Actually, I'm going to mirror you. And step your left foot all the way back into a runner's high lunge. From this place, press your fingertips into the block and start to move back and forth through your limbs. You've got it. So lengthening your spine, lengthening the neck so you're looking straight down at the floor. And as you bend and extend at both knees playfully, you may need a blanket for your left knee. Let's do this. Lower the left knee. You see where you may need that blanket? Place a blanket that it's smooth. From there, open up your arms towards the sky. So it's Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And then grab opposite elbows. And I don't have my bird's eye today for a reason, just experimenting. And open up your chest and sink your hips forward so you're not overextending yourself. So again, use a blanket for your knee and lift your heart. Feel that energy. Good, see how my hips are sinking forward, but do not let your right knee surpass your toes. And then exhale, release your hands to the mat and do your best to lengthen your front right leg. And that may mean coming up higher onto your blocks, as wide as your mat. So if that's not something that's happening for you today, just straighten your right leg. A bent knee is great, but blossom your bum. No butts, no butts, but blossom your butt. So wiggle your hips from side to side. Notice all those beautiful hamstrings of yours. Oh yeah, they'll say something. And then bend right back into your right knee. Place your blocks either at the lowest level or off your mat. Pick up that left knee and then plug the left foot down at a 45-degree angle and then start to navigate your left arm up towards the sky as you bend and extend in your right knee. So opening yourself up. Oh, playfully. I like to take my left hand to my left hip and ensure that it's rolling forward as I press into the outer edge of my left foot. So we're playing between 2 standing postures, triangle pose, straight leg, and side angle pose. You want to marry your right forearm to the shin, so your index finger and your thumb encase the pinky toe in the ankle on your block or on the floor. So in this, both feet are rooted. Lift and spread your toes for a moment. Feel the roots of your feet. And then start to open up your chest as you twist from the belly button side body, and collarbone facing towards the front of your mat, or the side that is of the left side, and open up your heart. Yeah. Start to wheel the left arm around so you feel that, bending and extending in your right leg. 2 more breaths, just wherever you may feel that you want to move your arm. Got it, you've got it. It could be playful. Then exhale when you're ready to plug the left hand down, lift the left heel, and mindfully step your left foot to join the front of your mat up against the block. Forward fold, so your feet are going to be a little wider. Grab the back of your calves, bend your knees, tuck your head in so you're looking in towards your pubis. Waddle your hips from side to side. You could dance around if you need to move your arms in different shapes. That's awesome. Then on your next in-breath, you're going to plug your fingertips down and step your right foot back into your high lunge. Got it? So square your hips by hugging your inner thighs in of each other and extend the crown of the head. Slowly lower your right knee when you're, actually pick it up. I get ahead of myself, don't I? So you're bending and extending, feeling what your pelvis is feeling. Oh gosh. So you know recovery is about slowing down. When you're ready, slowly lower that right knee. And once again, just feeling what you're feeling to reassess your back right toes, rising up. Lengthen the tailbone down, knit the belly button in, and reach those arms in shapes and forms that really resonate with you. Sometimes I like to interlace my hands behind my back, and some of you may want to use your yoga strap through the middle and index finger to pull it taut, to open up your chest as we sink our hips forward. Make sure your left knee does not surpass your toes. That is an insult, literally, to your inner thighs. If those that are able to do that, that's awesome. But if you're doing it without strength, you're causing literally ligament and tendon injury. So it's more isometrics in the yoga that strengthen us, not how much you go beyond the length of your muscle, because it ends up ripping and tearing tendons and ligaments, and I see a lot of that. So as you sink your hips forward, left knee does not surpass the ankles. 2 more breaths. Ring. Feel that energy. Good. When you're ready to release after those 2 breaths, touch down, and then we bend and extend and feel that energy. Fantastical. When you're ready, picking up that right knee, plug the right foot at a 45-degree angle, placing your finger pads on the block or the floor to increase strength of your wrist. Index finger and thumb frame your pinky toe and ankle as you open up into your side angle. So the tailbone tucks down, the right hip rolls forward, the left hip tucks under, and you bend into the left knee. And then lengthening your spine right on through the crown of the head and opening yourself up. So we're staying down on the floor, as close to the floor on the outer left shin as possible, so that we mindfully work shin and forearm towards each other to align ourselves open through the chest. Lift and spread your toes, root down through the outer left ankle and play. So again, this is triangle pose. Go as high as you need to on your block, right up against your ankle. If that's not high enough, forearm, and bending and extending into your triangle and your side angle playfully. Make it your own. Make it your own. Maybe you want to just hang out in triangle, lifting and spreading your toes, rooting down through the outer left or right ankle, lengthening the tailbone, scissoring your inner thighs towards each other, side body long, and rotating. Woo! 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready to unwind, undo, this time we are going to step our right foot forward again, and then allow your knees to bend so your ribs touch your thighs to your best ability. Tuck your head in, and we will alternate a little bit through the structures of our feet and our arms today. So take your hands ahead of you so that they're at least a side body distance from your armpits to your fingers, so side body long, so armpits and hips. So heels and wrists, see that distance? I'm still on the camera, thank you. And then from there, lift your left heel, plug into your finger pads so that your spine is long. See? If your back is rounding like this, come up onto the higher level of your block so that there it is. Because now once you lift your left heel, we're going to send that left heel back. right? So squeeze your inner thighs, lift your heart, extend through the crown of the head, stand through the right foot, 4 points. You can rock back and forth and square your hips. So a lot of us tend to sway around. So take your left toes back to the mat, root them down, lift your heart, and then play with that left leg coming up. So press through the balls of your foot. So you point your foot, then draw your toes towards your nose and press through the balls of your feet. Good. Now bend that left knee and then open it up to the side and play in movement. So you're pressing the floor away with your finger pads. You're feeling. So your arms are at work and you're moving as you feel you wish to. Oh yeah, there you go. Good. Because now we're going to release that left foot to the mat and heel. 4 points. Bend the knees and then rise up. Standing in your Tadasana. Once again, standing through the 4 points of your right foot. Now picking up that same leg that we put back and picking it up and holding it with interlaced fingers or a yoga strap. Some of you have a lot of belly flesh and stuff, and flexibility is still, yet working. So you can hold a strap if you need the strap to get your arms to lengthen to hold the knee. Some of you are completely comfortable. Make sure you don't wobble on your standing right leg. So get grounded through the standing right leg as you pick up that left knee. Some of you are comfortable holding the balls of the foot in this Tadasana shape, standing one leg. Some of you are comfortable with your spine still long, so it still stays long, no matter where you are, playfully feeling what you need to feel through the standing right leg. It's the right leg that's active. Feel that. Wherever you need to be for another 5, 4, knees at the height of your hip, 3, 2, good, and then release that standing left foot. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half back. And then from here, come back up onto your finger pads at the height that really offers up the stability for you to stand through the left foot and send your right foot back. Think of preparing for Warrior 3 prep. Once you establish that, lift through the inner thigh of your right leg so your hips are squared. So remember, if you need to tuck or tap that right foot back down to find your footing and reshape your blocks, please do. Side body distance from hips to armpits. Once you're up with that right leg, feel it. Ho, ho. Some of us are really working with awakening a lot of the hip flexors, piriformis, psoas. I hear a lot about sciatica issues. So today, if you need to keep your foot on the floor and play in that and feel the strength of your standing left foot, please do so. Every once in a while, lift and spread your toes so you feel the 4 points of that left foot. If you're a person that's opening up and playing, mindfully keeping the shape of your spine still extended, please play. You do you. Maybe you want to keep it straight back. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Back of the neck is long. The standing left leg can be bent. And when you're ready, now we're going to release that right foot, sink the hips back, sweep our arms forward and up. Exhale into Anjali Mudra. Pause, take a deep breath in, and then standing through the 4 points of your left foot, pick up your right knee. So Weebles wobble. Make sure you're feeling the 4 points of that right foot and picking up that left knee. Yeah, squeeze it in. Feel what you're feeling. Good. Some of you, again, yoga strap. Some of you are choosing to hold the balls of the foot without compromising your spine. Bent knee, straight leg, you do you, as long as you're standing without eating your butt cheeks. I was doing that with this left leg. So I'm going to just hold my right knee, and that's enough for me today. Because remember, it's not the competition, the pushing, it's the breathing. If you're not breathing and your body's not happy, then why are you pushing yourself into a position that's absolutely not supporting you? 2 more breaths. Shoulders are back, chest is lifted, no matter where you are. Maybe your hands free. Breathe your breath. Good. And then when you're ready to release that right foot, shook it out. So side angle, triangle, standing, and single foot standing posture. So now let's take it a little further. Once you're in your mountain pose, shake out those hips, you'll feel them. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Ding. Inhale, half back. Feel that. Exhale, go deeper in towards your shins. Land your hands somewhere at the edge of your mat and begin to step your feet back, keeping your neck nice and long. And then find your downward facing dog. So with your hands as wide as your mat, my pinky finger is off the mat pretty much. Yes, it is. So bend your knees and blossom your bum. And here's the trick. Bring your shoulders forward, turn your elbow creases to face your index finger and thumb, and then play with the bent knees, lift the hips, the heels, and play back and forth in your wrists and your shoulders. Back and forth. So the eye of your elbow, the front of your elbow, this eye is facing your thumb and your index finger. Yeah. And then when you're ready, let's slowly take the shoulders directly over the wrists and hover the knees towards the floor for 5. As you press the floor away with the root of your index finger and thumb for 3. I know I skipped 4. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down. So here we go. Extend the left leg straight back. You may come up onto your finger pads. Sometimes that really helps. And as you extend that left leg back, pivot on your right knee, use a blanket if you need to, and come to the inner edge of that left foot, and then rise up. So I do a lot of this because I feel that most of us need this grounding energy first. Then pick up the left knee and then draw it in towards your chest. Play around with whatever you've got. Make sure your knees support it. So many people are crying about their knees. I understand. Make sure you get great thickness of yoga mats, even 2 yoga mats. And then when you're ready, let's take that left foot all the way forward. Reassess your back right toes behind you. Rise up. This is where it's going to get a little more complex. So make sure your feet are organized, that they're hip distance apart, and that you're able to rise up. So this is what I teach in class. You can fuse your fingers like this, straight elbows. And then pressing into your knee, lift your hips up and then reach your arms up. Some of you are able to come up without the hands. Please do so. We're strengthening the pelvis. Reassess your back right foot so you feel quite secure, and then really accentuate the movement of your thoracic spine in your dance. Keep on lifting your right heel up off the floor and softening in your right knee, and then find that stance that works for you so that your left knee does not surpass your toes. Good. Because now we're going to twist it. So taking your left arm back and your right arm forward. This is where we want to go mindfully with our breath. Opening up your arms like you're saying, yes, yes, bending that back, right knee. Good, now take your left hand to your sacrum and reach your right arm up. If it'll go into flexion, if not, just keep it right there. And play in your twist and your exalted standing posture. Yeah, good. And then in-breath, bring it back to center. Exhale, touch it down. Step your right foot to join, or left foot to join your right foot. If I get lefts and rights mixed up, you'll figure it out. And then inhale to your plank. Reassess your back feet. Lower the left knee. Good. And then extend the right leg. Oh, actually, before we extend the right leg, pivot on the left knee. Take the left toes off the mat. Then extend the right leg and open up. You can land that inner edge of your right foot and go, oh, there it is. Yeah. Play with the movement of this right leg. So we're really playing in the sacral area. All this muscle, gluteal flesh, there's so many muscles in there, not to mention your inner thighs. I pulled mine not too long ago. Thank God it only took me 2 weeks to heal it. Being a therapist, that is. Hug your knee to your chest now, right knee, and step it forward. Reassess your back left toes and rise up. Okay, so when you're in this, we're going to pick up by rooting down to rise up. So lean back. And when you're ready, either engage straight arms, pressing against, resisting, isometrics against your right thigh, picking up the left knee. Voila! Play in your feet so you feel secure. Make sure your drishti is straight ahead. You'll see that when I'm looking straight ahead when I'm doing postures, if I looked all over the place, I'd fall. Feet are hip distance apart. Oh, just doing these simple postures will change the dynamics of your sovereignty, meaning who you are. Be strong, physically, mentally, and soulfully. Okay? From there, let's twist it. So now we're twisting towards the right. The left arm moves forward. The right arm moves back. You lengthen your tailbone down. The left knee bends. You lift your left heel, and you find your twist. If you need to reassess your feet, please do. And the twist is in your thoracic spine and your lumbar spine. So really bending that left knee forward so the hips, are here and your torso's here, not over here. Okay? Bring it back, open up, big hug. I'm hugging my outdoors here. I love my outdoor space. I'm so blessed. Then exalting it, right hand to sacrum, left arm reaches up, bending and extending in your limbs if you need to dance it. Feel the breath, keep on twisting towards the back right edge of your mat, wherever you may take it. Good. And then in breath, come all the way up center. This time we're going to exhale, touch down, find your yoga blocks, reassess your high runner's lunge, and now take your blocks back onto the mat as wide as your mat. Okay, you'll get really crafty at this. Reassess your right foot further back so that you have side body long, and then elevate that left leg. Oh yeah. From here, this is where it gets tricky. A lot of us have issues in our tissues, I understand. So lifting your heart side body long, meaning here, not like this. Start to lift that left leg. This is warrior three prep. So in this warrior three, bend your standing right leg so that you can get that left leg up. You want to square your hips, meaning that right hip isn't, or left hip isn't dropping, nor is it up higher. You're squaring your hips. Even play with lifting your right toes and pressing back through that left leg like it's pressing up against a wall. Because maybe the strength that you have in your standing right leg can lead to you lifting your hands up with that left leg straight. I have issues in my tissues, so I'm going to keep my hands down on the block today and breathe that breath. Okay, so you do your warrior three pose. What does that look like to you today? So you're strong in your hips and you're not swaying in your hips. Good, because now, 2 more breaths. Oh yeah, release the left foot to join the right foot. Sink your hips back, chair pose. Sweep your arms forward like you're holding soup bowls for 5. Move your bum back for 4. Keep your shoulders broadening for 3, 2, and then shine it all the way up. Exhale. Anjali Mudra. Okay, let's do the other side. So standing in your mountain. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Ring. Inhale, half back. Standing through the 4 points of your left foot. Your side body's long. Your hands and your feet were still in that kind of like that space of side body long. Start to manage that right leg straight back through the balls of feet so your hips stay square. So that means squeezing your inner thighs, then elevate your right leg. So as you elevate that right leg, you're like, oh, there it is. Bend the standing left leg. Play with this. So you want to really activate that right leg in order for you to rise up into your warrior three. So I'm wobbling. It's been a while of me recovering from my inner thigh tissue. So being kind, I'm going to stay here and feel the strength by lifting and spreading my left toes and feeling that length of this right leg shooting out through the balls of the feet, but also drawing in. For 5, for 4, wherever you may be in your warrior three pose today, make sure you're not struggling with your breath. That's the sign. 2, and then slowly release your right foot to join the left foot. Sink your hips back, chair pose. Sweep your arms like you're holding soup bowls. Exhaling your hips back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and rise it all the way up. And then exhale to Anjali Mudra. Yes. Okay. So from this moment, where's your breath? Belly breathe. Okay. So now let's step the left foot back. Find your footing so that your right foot leads forward, bending into your knee. Slide your block right up against your right foot. So your index finger and thumb frame your right block, bending, or your foot bending into the right knee. Reassess your back left foot so you feel secure and safe in it. And let's go back into triangle side angle. So connecting with those two, opening up your heart, feeling what you're feeling those hips. The rhyme and the reason of this practice today is to feel the pelvis. From here, let's reach the left arm up and then start to hover from triangle pose. Hover your right arm up and then start to bend into your right knee. And then allow that right knee is active in line with your second and third toe. So play with that right knee so you can see it. Take your left hand to your left hip, roll it forward, reassess that back left arm, warrior two. So I see a lot of warrior twos like this. So you want to be able to come up over your hips. Straighten your right leg for a moment into triangle pose. Breathe. Move your torso to face. Forward side of your mat. Left hip rolls forward still. Then bend into that right knee that's directly over the second and third toe. In a sense, you can see it through the periphery of your eye, your big toe, second toe. Okay? So this is a lot of activity here. So the left hip internally rotates. The right hip is externally rotating from the pubis and bending in flexion. This is an extension. So what makes it magical is you're drawing your feet towards each other isometrically. That's the grounding. Draw your feet towards each other. Then turning in the left rib cage towards the back of the left heel. Open up your arms and play with them. Warrior two. Today I like to stay here. I see a lot of people popping their hip out. A lot of people, even yoga teachers. This is going to cause major hip issues. So bend forward, feel a little ditch in there and keep that as you line up here so that we're not compromising those ligaments and tendons. Play. So bending, extending, and playing. Warrior two. Feel it. Oh, yeah. Because now we're going to exalt it. So take your left hand to your left hip, roll it forward, reach your right arm up in ways that feels comfortable for you. You could straighten it into exalted triangle pose, left hip rolling forward, and exalted side ankle pose. Where does your arm need to be? Yeah, but you're opening up your heart to the left side of your mat. You're feeling like that. Maybe you can lift and spread both of your toes, sets of your toes. Beautiful. And then let's exhale into triangle or side angle and then play in the two of them. You've got this. Feel that. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And then we're going to finish this with a warrior three. So unplug that wonderful, meaning on this side, that left foot, reassess your hands ahead, slide your left foot forward, find your Ardha Uttanasana, and then start to plug into that standing right leg and moving that right leg and extending your head forward. Good. It's going to take some work. Trust me, it's taken me 30 years. I'm going to reassess my right hand further forward, and then I'm going to open up my left hip, bend my left knee, and then take my left hand to my left hip and spread my right toes and find my Ardha Chandrasana. Once I feel my balance, I'm going to extend this left leg as I wobble. My block's too far away. So the distance between your right hand and your hip is side body long, meaning from my hip to my armpit lengthened. So as you find your Ardha Chandrasana, you want to make sure you can see your toes. So bringing them forward, bending your standing right leg so that it is in line with your second and third toe. I'm really off my rocker today. And finding that. If any of these are not working for you, come back. See, that's obviously a weakness there, and that's okay. Observation. Come back with your supported warrior three, or come back into your high lunge, and know that you can always do something. Good. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Feeling what you're feeling, observing this is a practice, a lesson. Yeah. Shazam. Because then when you're ready, you're going to release that left foot, sink your hips down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Feel your hips down? Yeah, good. Shake them out. Because now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so right foot goes back. Find this high lunge. Pivot on the outer edge of your right foot. Slide that block for support. Connect with your side angle and your triangle. So remember, I see a lot of students with their forearm inside their thigh, not right or wrong, just another version, but we're pressing the shin out and thighs inner, back, and apart. So you want to take your forearm to your shin. That helps to keep your knee, your left knee over your second and third toe. Trust me, it really does work. We're doing it for a long time. Tailbone lengthens, playing in your side angle and triangle just to get to know where your stuff is as you align your shoulders to your best ability over your left hand, I should say, okay? Because now, when you're ready, you could straighten your right leg or keep it bent, reaching up through. Hallelujah. So now I'm going to reassess my back right foot so the toes are still turned in, and then I'm going to lengthen down my tailbone. Bring my torso directly over my hips, bending back into this left knee so it's over the second and third toe, rolling my right hip forward, drawing my left hip back and then anchoring my tailbone down as I shift my torso to the back right edge. So I'm not leaning forward. This is going to take some practice for a lot of you. Moving your pelvis around, bending your knees, sticking your bum out. You might split your yoga pants. Have a sense of humor, because now finding your warrior two. Warrior two is the archer. Think about you having a focal point and you're like, bing! You take that air and you go, ding! So your torso is over your pelvis. I like to take my hands behind my back to open up my chest, at my sacrum, even lifting my left heel. You can't see because the block's there. So I'm lifting my left toes and my heels. So I'm standing in the balls of my left foot, like high heels. Good, let's exalt that warrior. So from warrior two to exalted warrior or exalted triangle. So when your hips get tired and your legs get tired, just go back and forth in the two. And what an exalted is that you're taking it into a back bend in a sense. But my right hip rolls forward, my left hip moves back, and I'm in that left knee. Lift and spread your toes. Good. When you're ready, let's magically walk. Come forward, unplug the back right heel. Take your blocks, touch down onto your blocks as wide as your mat. Unplug that left heel. Lift your heart, find that position. Breathe. Slow down to breathe. Let's reassess for your warrior three. I need a bigger mat is what I need. So I'm just gonna slide myself back with my left foot so I can lift my right foot and feel that the support of my blocks isn't teetering off my mat in any way. So use your blocks wisely, bending the standing left leg so that you can square your hips, even touch the floor with your toes until you get this squared hip stuff. Find your warrior. Oh yeah, good, warrior three. You could do whatever you wish to do with that. Breathe your breath. This is where my stuff is. Now let's find it into Ardha Chandrasana. So plug your left fingertips down, start to open up your right hip. You could bend your right knee and then start to open up. So my feet are still active, especially my right foot. I'm going to open up my chest and then extend out through the balls of my right foot as I lengthen my tailbone and twist my thoracic spine and even bend in my standing left leg and extend it through the crown of the head. So you can either look towards your left fingers, look towards the left, or look up, or towards the right, or look up towards your right hand. You choose. So if you're falling around and doing one of these, play with where you need to play to get that hip active. So again, without forming isometrics, meaning hugging from the peripheral, from your fingers and your toes into the core of your pelvis and the back of your heart, then you're just overextending tendons and ligaments, and we don't want to do that. So find your Ardha Chandrasana or your warrior three or your side angle triangle, whatever works best for you. You're still practicing. And then, yes, when we're ready, release the right hand, release the right foot, squat your hips back, chair pose, sweep your arms up, feel that feel, and then take it all the way up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Fantastical. Let's stand. I'm going to face you. I'm out of breath today. Take your feet as wide as you want. I'm going to slide my blocks underneath my heels so that we can come together in a Malasana Squat. See, I thought of this ahead of time, so I knew to put my blocks there. If you've squatted and you're struggling, please, there's no need. Remember, do not struggle. That's your choice. So when you find your Malasana Squat, your feet are at least as wide as your mat, so that if you are doing it without blocks or a bolster, you want to be able to lift yourself up. I see a lot of people dumping because they're overly flexible. And when that is happening, you're just insulting what is already too flexible in a sense, meaning it's your ligaments and your tendons, so something needs to strengthen. So isometrically, this is where yoga is the best practice, because you're hugging everything into the midline to get into the muscle and not hanging out in the tendons and the ligaments. For 5 more breaths. So don't struggle. Blocks if needed. Rising up, or even Utkatasana chair pose if you need to do that without the blocks. For 5. For 4. 3, feel your bum. And then slowly, to your best ability, find your way with grace onto your bum. cross your ankles, seated fashion. Remember, this is a 45-minute practice or so. Give yourself permission to quell. It's a lot of grounding. Let's open up those arms with gratitude. You've got it. Release your right hand somewhere on the back side of your mat and open up. Keep that right shoulder rolling back so you open up your wings. Feel that. Left arm reaches up, left hand comes to your right knee. Twist, reach your right arm around. Move your jaw, your face towards the left knee. Plug into both hands and twist. Close your eyes. And feel the twist. Right from your tailbone into your thoracic, into your larynx, your throat chakra. Good. Inhale, come center. Switch out your shins. Left hand comes down, right arm goes out. Make sure your left shoulder isn't rolling forward. See that? Roll it back. Pop the chest up. Press the floor away with the left hand. So isometrics, meaning you're hugging. You're pressing and hugging so that the muscles tone. If you're ever hanging out in your ligaments and your joints, oh, that's where people get injured, okay? So from here now, right hand to left knee, lean back, straight arm, reach out through the left arm, twisting in your abdomen, and then plugging the left hand back. And remember, if you don't get something, email me. Turn your face towards the right knee, nod your head, yes, towards the right knee into surrendering. Oh, if you guys could only see my studio right now, Tyson's sleeping on the floor in the sunlight. How beautiful is that? Inhale, come all the way back up to center. And then exhale. Let's do a couple of cat-cows. Exhale, or well, when you're ready, exhale forward, rounding the spine. Inhale, open it up. Go at your own pace. Just a couple as you really feel it in your shoulders as well as your spine, right from the tailbone to the throat. So cat back, cow back. Good. And then when you're ready, just to swiggle around. That's my word, swiggle. Thank you. Hands to your heart center. Thank yourself. Anjali Mudra. Yoking. Everything comes together, and in the midline is sattvic energy, the balanced energy of masculine, feminine. Got it? Breathe that breath. Thank yourself for being sovereign in your practice. Just think you're learning. We're most often at the beginning. So be kind, discern, be balanced in the temperance of getting to know yourself. Okay, let us end with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And remember, having a sense of humor, being at your best in the moment, the version of you. From my light to your light, yoga is the practice we can all enjoy. Okay, till next episode. Now remember, restore, breathe, meditate, so important. If you're a person that's always on the go, please slow down. If you need to learn more, keep on practicing then. Keep on practicing with patience, slow down, and you can always email me anything you need. And you can also do a core and breath practice, which will hone in perhaps a little bit more of the structures of your being. Okay, namaste everybody. Thank you so much. And look out for the email. If you're not receiving it, check your junk mail, okay? Because everyone subscribed is on that list. Thank you.